Hey everybody, and welcome to a tier list of medieval weaponry. Brought to you by me, Zekin. So basically I'm just going to rank some medieval weaponry. The tier list here, by the way, was created by Mizuki P765. I'm going to rank these weapons based on what you'd need if you got hit by one of them, right? So we'll start with an example, a mace. If you get clocked in the skull with a mace, you're going to the hospital, right? This is not a band-aid situation. A mace is just a weight on the end of a stick that you move real fast. If this thing connects, it's gonna break something if the person's swinging it fast enough. So definitely hospital. Okay, Morningstar, pat on the back. This is, okay, look at this weapon. That weapon's about 80-90% long pull and then like 10% lethal weapon, okay? If you get hit by a Morningstar pull, yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to bruise. Is it basically the same as a mace? Yes. Should it be rated as high as a mace? Maybe. But it's here now and that's locked in, unfortunately. Morningstar is just not enough weapon for me to consider it, such a lethal option when compared to a mace, right? Now, you can make the same argument about a mace. Really, to be honest with you, I've just convinced myself that mace is down in the list. It's like, yeah, you getting hit with the stick part sucks, but it's like mostly stick part, Longsword, where are you going if you... That's a band-aid situation for sure. You know what I mean? You're going to duel with a longsword. You can live through that. And this is back in the day. Think about now. I'm not talking about you getting your head chopped off. If you get your head chopped off with a longsword, there's other things that are going wrong for you at that moment. And I don't think that this tier list is the biggest problem, right? Like, listen, the longsword isn't that impressive a weapon in terms of stopping power. My categories are clearly way off in scale. So this is what we're left with. Poleaxe. I just want to make special mention of this weapon. I'm going to put it in going to the coffin. And it's not because it's most likely to kill you, though it's pretty killy, right? It's a hammer, an axe, and a spear all in one grotesque combination. But the reason I want to put it in coffin is because you're going to go to a coffin with this weapon, most likely because you're one of the poor peasants that has to work with this, right? A lot of peasants use this weapon or were given this weapon specifically because of its multifunctional, design. It's both very decent at killing, but it's also a very useful tool, especially for medieval tasks, right? Medieval? Is it medieval, medieval, or medieval? Anyway, more we can all think about that together. So, two-sided battle axe, you're going to a hospital. I don't know what else to say. This thing is meant in games. This thing represents brutal critical hits. Mostly in D&D, but in a lot of other games, it's very splashy and bloody and choppy and weighty. Battle axe imagery is very savage and killy. So I would say hospital. There's going to be gore, A bardiche is just kind of a worse battle axe. You can see it's like they had the right idea here, but they needed to double down, right? They needed another prong. So bardiche is a band-aid tier weapon for me. It's got stopping power. Please, you could kill a man with all of these weapons rather swiftly, okay? I'm not saying that they're not good at dealing damage. It's just rating them relative to each other, okay? Sword and shield, pat on the back, bud. You showed up. Also, you're a coward. That's right. There's a category for if you use a weapon that's cowardly. Because it doesn't matter how killy your weapon is if you're a coward. If you can't stand toe-to-toe with your foe, then it doesn't count. If you can't stand toe-to-toe with your foe, then don't go. Boom. That's it. That's the slogan. Okay? Bill. Great guy. Great weapon. Same thing with the Bardiche. It's half as killy. In my eyes. I know this isn't literally how it works. But in my eyes, this weapon simply does half as much killing as the two-sided battle axe. Let's just get this one out of the way right now. That's a one-sided battle axe. It's literally, the only thing it is that it has one less side than this bad boy right here. This guy, you swing left, lethal chop. You swing right, lethal chop. This guy, you swing left, lethal chop. You swing right, you've got about a centimeter of stabby. You got to be very precise. Now, is this a useful tool? Yes, absolutely. But does this basically have a bigger, spikier one? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's very different. Warhammer. Pat on the back, bud. Bludgeoning weapons just don't cut it. Got him. They don't cut it for me. Bludgeoning weapons, they're for cowards. Just barely not, right? I want to say they're for cowards, but I know for a fact, an absolute fact, that I'm a coward. I would never pick up a Morningstar, dude. In real life, never in my life. 100% never. That is, compared to a sword and shield, it's not even close. I would never willingly go into combat with a Morningstar. The only weapon on this list so far I would willingly go into combat with is the poleaxe, and that's because I'm imagining I'm a peasant and I'm defending my farm with my life. Okay? Club. It's a blunt weapon, except worse. It's just it's a worse mace. It's a mace without the heavy metal bit that makes it good at macing people. You know, a club is just the haft of all of these weapons. That's a club. Boom, done. Crossbow, coward. Okay, if you use ranged weapon, let's get the ranged weaponry out of the way. If you use ranged weapon in one of these situations, it's because you're a coward. And I'm glad that you like to live. Okay? And believe you me, I'm a coward. If I'm picking one of these weapons on this list, it's 100% a crossbow. That's a bow for people who are so weak and so bad at bows that it does all of the bow parts basically for them. Think about that, right? That compared to someone who's trained all their life to be good at using a bill. Wild. Anyway, Dagger. This is an interesting one. I'm going to put it in a hospital. It's because of how surprisingly lethal this sumbitch can be, right? When you're sitting in your tavern, you could be shivved by some guy and be none the wiser. Except, well, sorry. You would be wiser because of the recent shivving. You would understand that you had been shivved. That's my belief anyway. But, like, you wouldn't know it's coming. That's very lethal, right? The surprise factor is going to send you to the hospital. Now, it might not have the killing power even in those situations, which is why it's not coffin. You don't need a coffin. You just need the hospital. Halberd, coffin. Glaive, coffin. These are perfect weapons. These are weapons designed by someone who knows what's up. Halberd, number one, look at it. It's beautiful. It's got everything that you want. And you're coming at me like, isn't that basically just this battle axe, but longer and stabbier with a more wicked hook on the end and also a crazy crescent moon style blade? Listen, those are a lot of differences and they matter, okay? Halberd's got the range and safety that a lot of these other weapons don't have. You're like, but the Bardiche and Bill are so low on the list, Zekin. Why are you coming at us with this information and then putting us so low? Look at the Bill. What are you stopping with the Bill, dude, okay? What are we stopping? What are you stopping with the Bardiche, bro? It's nothing, pal. The blade, if it comes in, it's sliding off and it's chopping your arm off. Halberd's got hooks, man. Halberd's got, look at the length of that spear. The Halberd's beautiful. The glaive, why is it up there? I just like glaives a lot. I think they look cool, so I put it really high on the list. That's it. If I were to give it a real rank, it'd probably be somewhere around, you know, hospital or band-aid. But no, I think glaives are cool, and so I put it high on the list. I'm not even, you know what? I don't even feel bad about it. Falchion. I always say falchion. We're gonna go with hospital on this one. Oh, let me just move the. There we go. We're gonna say. We're gonna say hospital, and that's mostly because it's like a Cloud Strife anime style big sword, which just delights me really, and so for that reason it's in hospital. I can't think of a good reason to not put it there. It's just a giant sword. You're like, but sword is on Band-Aid. Yeah, but this is a giant one, dude. But Bardiche is... Quit it about the Bardiche, okay? Anyway, this is my tier list. This is, you know, I think this is now written somewhere into law that this is the way that weapons are from now and forevermore. So yeah, this is the ultimate and defining tier list of weapons based on what I'd think you'd need if you got hit by one of them, with the categories being clearly, bizarrely off target. Like, if you get hit with a Morningstar, you're going to the hospital for sure. It's just trying to... Anyway, you understand. Have a good day, everybody. Hope you liked it. And if you did, click the like button. And we'll see you next time. All right. Peace.